Hey guys, Sam here. So good to be back. And if I have become known for anything in the world of professional organizing, well, there's a few things I've become known for. But one thing is for sure, I will always keep it real. I'm thoughtful. I'm rooted in reality. I like to keep it simple. My words are also very few, but very intentional. And there is definitely one thing that I am going to become known for here on this channel as we get to know each other a little bit better, and it's these two words. It depends. It depends. We're still getting to know each other here, and you're going to get to know me a little bit better and also my process. We have so much more to cover in terms of organizing methodologies, like for example, the fact that I don't believe product solves our organizing dilemmas. I think that is the very last point in the organization process. We'll get to that in another video, but today we are talking about why it depends. Why does it depend? I don't need to make this a long drawn out video, so let's just get into it. I'm going to be sharing a lot of projects here on our channel, whether they're full frame videos or shorts. You are going to see a variety, I can promise you that. A variety of projects, variety of types of homes, spaces, angles, stuff, all the things. And the reason that I have chosen to share our projects because I want to reach you where you are. If you are struggling with a tricky space, or you're looking for inspiration or motivation, you're just looking to feel understood and supported in your organizing dilemmas, that is why I am sharing it here. And some of our projects are going to resonate and some of them aren't, and that is okay. What works for some people may not work for other people, and it's totally normal because why? We have so many dynamics, so many variables, so many factors that are coming into play. The size of your space, the scope of the project, how much stuff you have, who lives there, and are they willing to be a participant in maintaining a system and keeping it organized? The types of stuff, the habits. There are so many factors at play. And so I wanted to share a really great example of why it depends. Why sometimes the projects that we share might work for you and why sometimes they won't. And as you know, we work for families. I've mentioned that in previous videos. We do a lot of garage organizing, and this type of project in particular is the type where we will end up getting comments like, well, that works great for them, but that won't work for me because, and then there'll be a long list of reasons why. And that's true. There are so many variables into why a bike wall organized like this may or may not work for you. It depends. It depends on lots of different variables. And if I walk into your home, if you, for example, saw this project on one of our social accounts or on the blog, or you walked into someone's home and you said, I would love to use that system, as a professional organizer, I am going to come in and give you an objective opinion, an opinion that comes rooted in experience as to whether or not a system like this will or will not work for you. To continue on with this example, there are so many questions that I would ask, whether it's a system like this or something else that we're doing in your home. I have a long list of questions that I'm going to ask before we ultimately decide what sort of system we are going to implement to help you solve the problem. In the case of this garage wall, here are just a few questions that I asked the family before we implemented it. First of all, I had to take in their available space. They have a 2-car garage, but they are only parking 1 car in the garage, which means the car door will be able to swing in and out without hitting the bikes that are hanging on the wall. The bikes will be hanging off the wall and taking up some amount of space. So that was one big question that we had to check off the list. Another question that I asked was, are these bikes being ridden daily? If they are, and you're the type of person who wants the garage tidy every single day, then you will have to keep in mind that those bikes are going to have to be lifted up every day and mounted back on the wall. If these are bikes that you're not riding all that often, that might be okay, but if you're riding them every day, it might get to be a little bit annoying to have them sitting on the floor and not mounted on the wall where you had them originally. This is especially important if you have children who are riding their bikes to and from school. It is probably not reasonable to think that your children are going to take the bike off and put it back up, depending, of course, how big are they, how much weight can they lift, is it going to be a nuisance to them, do they care, does it matter to them that the bike is off the floor? And then another question that I typically would ask is, can you handle the weight of the bike? You do have to lift the bike up and manipulate it onto its rear wheel and lift it slightly in order to get it onto the hook. Is that something that you are physically capable of doing? And if so, a system like this would work for you. If not, probably better to keep it on the floor. Another factor in a garage wall system like this is that not every bike can be mounted like this. For example, road bikes are not intended to be hung this way. So it's just another factor to think about. The types of questions that I would be asking a family, again, before we start to consider a system or implement one. So as you can see, we cover a lot of important points before we invest in any system to help you get organized. But the one thing is the expectation. That is super important to me in the work that I do. I do want to make the expectation very clear to our families that we are not magicians. We can come in and really try to help you with your space, but I can't make anything truly disappear. I will always try to find the best possible system to meet your budget as well as the struggles that you're facing or feeling. Another option to get the bikes out of the garage might be a bike shed. If you have the space outside of your garage, maybe in the side yard where the kids can pull bikes in and out easily, they aren't inside the garage, so it's freeing up a little bit of space. Or maybe we just need to look at decluttering your overall garage floor space and create a zone where the bikes can sit. But the bottom line is there's lots of other options that we can look at. It all depends. Would a system like this work for you? It depends. And it's not just about this garage wall for the bikes. There's many, many, many other organized systems that we have put together that may or may not work for you. It all depends, but I'm here to talk you through it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments section. I would love to answer them. And I truly enjoy being here sharing content with you guys. I would absolutely love it if you would join our community and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.